Hello guys, and welcome back to Culture Trading Hub. This is yet another exciting episode where we'll be discussing rise and fall. This is basically episode 3 of rise and fall, and we want to see basically how or another strategy that you can use to become profitable in these derivative markets. So let us dive straight into the charts and see what we can be able to do today. Again, welcome back to Culture Trading Hub. Remember to subscribe, like, and share this video with all of your friends. And let us go and dive straight into it. So guys, we're in the market right now, and you can see I've been running the Russian differs bot. By the way, if you haven't watched that video on the Russian differs, the bot is available for free. Make sure you check the previous episode on the matches and differs master bot from Russia. So now, we have said that today we are basically discussing about rise and fall episode 3, and we are simply going to use a very simple strategy called the piercing strategy. Now, you need to load your DERIV trading view implementation by DERIV. So you just search trading view, just search trading disclaimer. This video might be wrong, but make sure you watch the video to the end so that you can receive the content and be able to understand the strategy very well. So so you go to trading view implementation for DERIV. So I'm taking you step by step. That is step number 1. You go to trading view implementation for DERIV, and the first link that appears is basically the one that you're going to use. You can see it has brought us to the charts. Of course, if you haven't watched the first and the second episode, please go back and watch those 2 episodes so that you can come back and be able to follow up on this 3rd episode. So the thing we are going to do is basically we are looking at volatility 25 index. So we're just going to change the time frame from 24 hours to 5 minutes, and then we need to expand the candles so that we can see them quite clearly. So this is basically the chart that we'll basically be using, and in this case it is very simple. For this strategy, you're just looking at this particular pattern. So the pattern itself is we have the market should be on a demand zone. So the market should ideally be selling, number 1. Then the market comes and forms a support zone. A support zone is what we call a demand zone. A demand zone. Then from there, if the pattern forms, then we're expecting that the market will get in on a rise trade. So in this case, we will be trading rise market, and the time frame that we are using in this case is only 1 minute. That is something that should be noted. Now, what is the pattern I'm talking about? Now, you're going to find that the first candlestick that will form is basically a red candlestick. So if I can be able to represent that here, the first candlestick that will form is basically a red candlestick. Then it is going to be followed by a green candlestick. So I'm going to change this again. It's going to be followed by a green candlestick that basically opens below it and closes in the upper half of the red candle. So you can see it has opened below and closed past half. So this, what does this tell us? That the next candlestick that is going to form, since this is a reversal pattern, will be a green candlestick. So the next candlestick that is going to form here now within the next 1 minute will be a green candle, and then we should be looking forward to trading rise market, and the time that we're going to use is 1 minute. And they, again, since I don't want this video to be very long, I want you to go back and check basically the previous 2 episodes on rise and fall. I'm creating a full series on rise and fall. So that is something that should be noted. So the other thing is that if in case you don't have this PDF and probably you need it, it is good that you request for it using the number below. This is our trading just text here so that you can be able to join our trading group, and where we share some or most of these basically resources that we have. So we want to look at the piercing pattern as I have just explained. So in this case, this is basically the piercing pattern we have talked about. You can see that the market should be going down, then a red candle forms, followed by a green candle, and then we expect that the market is going to form a new candle that is green, and in this case we are going to trade rise. Looking at the condition is that we have a it is basically a bullish two candle reversal pattern. The first candle has a red drill body, and the second green candle opens below and closes in the upper half of the first candle body. So that is something also that should be very well noted. So immediately you see something like that in your market, you know that you're basically getting in to execute a trade on rise within the next minute also. So like in this case, looking at this market, just to show you an example of a piercing pattern, you can see like in this particular scenario here, we had a red candle followed by a green candle, and then observe what happened to the other candle. So this is the zone I'm talking about. We have a red candle followed by a green candle, then what happened? Another very massive big green candle, and in this case we would be looking forward to basically maximizing on trading rise on this candlestick. So basically on the settings, you need to refer back to the previous candlestick, but you need to confirm on the time. So how you execute is very simple. Assuming the market is reading the candlestick, let me go back to, assuming this is a candlestick that we are working with, the one that is currently forming, and you have seen that all the conditions have been met in that market, of which in this market they have not been met, then what you are supposed to do is, when it reaches exactly with 58 seconds, because the DERIV has 2-second delay, execute your trade, and the time frame should be rise in the next 1 minute. So you need to come back to change from DERIV bot, probably if you're at DERIV bot. Look at the market that you're trading. So in this case, I need to use a split screen here. So the market I'm trading, in this case, again, I need to change the candlestick formation from basically the chart type. From there, I need to change the trade type first. I need to change the trade type first. So I'm trading rise and fall, and then I can be able to change from the candlesticks to 1 minute like that. And basically the other thing I'm trying to do is now to look at the market. So if I'm looking at volatility 25, I should also have volatility 25 on my chart. So the time frame I'll change from ticks to minutes, and then not 12 minutes but only 1 minute, because we are executing within one candlestick. So I don't know if I have any market that has that condition met, but that is basically how you're supposed to be. I want to show you just a simple way on how to execute and follow the time frame quite closely. So I'm going to look at volatility, probably volatility 75. Let me try 75 and see. 75 is going down quite aggressively. Let me try volatility 50. I'm trying to look for a market that is forming a pattern that maybe I can try to work with 50 index. Yes, 50 index. Let me try working with 50 index. So again, I have said that the DERIV has basically 2-second delay. So you're going to execute at exactly, you see this time just below here, you're going to execute at exactly 58 seconds. So if the candlestick, probably, like just an example I'm giving, if it closes below, then I'm going to execute within the 58 second, and I'm going to go in on a fall market. So you need to see 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 55, 58, then you click on short. So I don't know why it hasn't executed. Don't know why it hasn't executed that trade. I've tried to go get in on a fall market. Nothing is forthcoming. Let me try to look at reports. Nothing. So I don't know why it hasn't added anything, any trades. Let me try to click on rise. Still not executing. I don't know why DERIV has these kinds of issues, and basically sometimes you find that you get into the market and you are not able to execute trades. Basically it might be market manipulation, might be the systems is under maintenance because they tend to maintain these systems a lot. But basically that is a full step-by-step guide on how to basically execute your trade on time. So immediately your pattern has been formed. Immediately your pattern has been formed, which is this, then you execute on the 58th second for this candle. So basically you can be able to get in at exactly the start of the next candle, wait for 1 minute, exit that market. So that is that for now on episode 3, and we will basically be going into live market trading, looking for these opportunities as after we are through with all the episodes on this one. So from there, guys, I'm going to pause it at that, and let us basically meet in the next episode. Don't forget to like this video, share, comment. Guys, it doesn't hurt to support someone who is helping you out. So let us meet in the next episode, my good people, and of course, happy holidays to you.